Hey guys, we're here with a different type of video. So, people have been wondering, because I've been getting comments on Discord and YouTube, where Crafting Dead is. And that's what we're here to discuss. Today we're here with the cast, minus Lily, because she doesn't love us anymore.
That's probably true.
We have some points we want to bring up. Josh, I'm going to go ahead and let you go first.
Yeah. This is weird that we're recording this, but all right. Look, obviously, like you said, but I'm going to put it in a little bit of a different way. We're here to discuss the future of the Crafting Dead, and to be honest, whether or not it has a future.
Yes.
So the thing is that when it comes down to it, and I know Ryan, you've been out of the loop for this, but me, Jose, and Jack and Lander have all discussed it. We've discussed a bunch of things, and we'll get to it. But the main point we got to bring up is that we would like to finish the series. We don't want to just leave it open-ended. But the main thing I would add to that, though, Ryan, this is specifically like the first point I'll bring up. We got to finish it by January. And I don't mean the first season. I mean all of Crafting Dead.
Yeah.
Which it's because obviously Jack, after February, Jack won't be around anymore. So the ideas we had were, to put it simply, either we just do the one episode and we finish. That's just the end of the series. Or we do a second season. It's not impossible to do a third season, but it's unlikely. It's open for discussion. Well, we can get to it when we get to it. But for season 2, we would finish the series there. So we'd be rewriting season 2. It's no longer going to be the exact same. There'll be a lot of the same things, obviously. A lot of the same points. We're still going to Greenboro. We're still doing, like, you still meet Josh. All those kind of things. Still happening. But we're condensing it down to all the best seasons, like all the best ideas we had for the previous seasons, like the previous, that's not the right word. The later seasons, like season 2, 3, 4, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll take all the best ideas we had. We'll rewrite season 2 to be more condensed. It'll be more finalized. It'll be the complete end of the series, end of everyone's arcs. Like, it's going to be, we're going to rewrite it to be like that, right? And like I said, we're doing it before January. So this next couple months, that's our recording time and our planning time. After that, we're done. And also, just to put it out here, and Jose, I won't put words in your mouth, but just to put it out there, either if this discussion either breaks down and we don't do Crafting Dead, or, and honestly, this isn't really even an or, but even if we do finish Crafting Dead, like, either way, after that, after Crafting Dead is over, I'm leaving, and it sounds like Jose's leaving.
Yeah.
I would say it's just...
Yeah,
to
Jose,
come on
my point, just kind of to move
for
it is, I'm not leaving in bad taste. I'm not leaving because I hate you, Ryan. Hell, I don't hate anyone here. You're all still my friends, and I'm happy to call you guys my friends. However, I originally came into this Discord with the idea of creating the Crafting Dead, going through, acting for it, maybe even writing for a little bit of it. And that's how I came. I remember in the original DMs, I forgot if it was either you, Ryan, or Lander. One of you reached out to me after so long, and you're like, hey, we're going to do the Crafting Dead again. Are you guys interested?
Yeah, that was me.
And I said, yeah, I'm interested. And that's how I came up here. But that still solidifies the point of it, that I'm here because of the Crafting Dead. And I hope that doesn't come off rude, saying like, I'm not here to play with you guys at all. Like I said, I like playing with you guys, but I'm not here for the live streams or to make more videos for gaming. I just want to be here to create that story that we all wanted to make and intended to make. And that's pretty much all I wanted to put on that aspect. I just wanted to solidify and tell you guys my real big reason of why I might be leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure yet. I still might stay around, but I'm pretty sure after this whole situation is ended and cleaned up, I think I am going to part ways.
Yeah. I wanted to... Oh, sorry. I just wanted... I just wanted to bring up on what Josh said. It's actually one of my points is condensing it to maybe 2 seasons, or even if we really, because also I have time constraints and availability of cast. With the availability right now, it's very hard to get everybody with, current situations with school and, COVID making school even more difficult than it needs to be. Therefore, many more people aren't available. And I wanted to bring up, even if we don't get to a season 2 because of time constraints, because January's gives us a really small amount of time, we could always just extend season 1 for more episodes as well.
That was one of our possibilities, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say I do agree, Ryan, and I'm just gonna put it this way, right? I don't want to leave Crafting Dead midway through. Like, I want us to actually finish the project, which is the reason why we're discussing just a season 2, is because we know we could do a season 2. It's like, if we just did season 2, we know we could pull that off. I'm not gonna plan for the Crafting Dead. I'm not gonna plan it in a way of it's like, well, we'll see if we get there or not. Like, we're gonna plan it out in the way of actually like, nope, we know how much time we have. We know what we need to do. We're gonna get it done. Because, to be honest, I want to be able to look back on this and be proud of what we made, or at least have fond memories of it. I don't want to, and I mean, just to be completely real with you, right? Like, I can't even say the same thing Jose would say, because it's not impossible. I'll stick around in the Discord, because, like, honestly, like, I might join you with games and stuff, right? Like, I'm not saying I won't ever do that. Like, and so maybe I'll stick around the Discord. We'll see. But to be honest, like, when we're done with Crafting Dead, like, I want to be done with it. I don't want us to try to like push a season 1 and then be like, okay, in 2 or 3 years, maybe we'll get back to it. Like, that's I'm not cool with that.
And may I actually interject real quick as well?
Sure.
Go for it. Yeah,
All right. So something I know I was telling that when we were chatting before y'all came in, and one of the big things I've been talking to Lander about this is that in a sense, this is something I feel a lot of channels do wrong when it comes to these things. Is that they've always done, like, they'll do that basically. They'll do the exact thing of, stopping a series for a bit and then revisiting it later down the line. I think that the problem is that most of the people who do this, and I think what, needs to be done right, that can end up actually having sort of a better sort of viewer effect or looking back on it in a way, is actually having a comprehensive ending that actually ends the series, not like, opens it for, more, stuff to happen. And the reason why is, and it's not even the fact that it's, that it's the series, it's just, it's going to have to end. It's the fact that a lot of times what happens is, people will try to continue those things even after, and like no one's willing to do it. And it's like, you might start, but you won't have the same people to, get it done. And you might not, and it sounded way better in my head when I was trying to put this.
No, you're right, Jack. Like, I agree completely. And honestly, Ryan, I'll put this here too, just to add to what Jose said earlier too. Like, this is not there's no hard feelings with this, right? Like, I have enjoyed talking with all of you. I would consider you all friends. Like, I've enjoyed this experience quite a bit. But I also want to just put this out here. I also don't like wasting my time, though. So to be honest, I want us to get Crafting Dead sorted out because I want to finish it. I do. Yeah. I want us to finish Crafting Dead. But, and just to be real with you, just so you can know where I'm coming from, like, if we can't get it sorted out where it actually feels like we're going to get something done, or if something doesn't change with it where we're actually going to make progress and we have better management and all this different stuff, right? If that doesn't change, I'm not going to stick around for it because I want to finish this, but I don't want to spend the rest of 2020 trying to finish it, but just wasting my time.
Exactly.
Yeah. I wanted
to say, anyway, I've talked enough now, so Ryan, go ahead.
I also wanted to bring up, like you said, I want to be able to look back on this in a few years and be like, we accomplished something. Look back at all the episodes. Probably not episode 1. That one was pretty bad. But all the other ones I'd like to look back on. But I also want to talk about how even with this time constraint, we really can't rush to do everything, because then we're not telling the story how we want to. And I feel like that's kind of what happened with episode 5. It was very rushed. And although I think it turned out decent, it definitely wasn't our best work. So I think we need a little bit more time to prepare episode 6 when we work on it. And that is also a big thing because I'm about to go on vacation. But before I go, I want to start getting every synopsis I can done and sent to Lander. That way, while I'm gone, there will be progress on more episodes. And once I get back, we can get the server back up. We can, start building sets around the new story we agree. Shouldn't be too hard of a thing to do. But I think the biggest thing now is time, and we need to be using our time well, because as much as we like working, we also goof off a lot, which is fine. I don't really care, but it's to the point where an hour recording schedule takes 3 hours. It's where it we're not managing our time very well, and we're gonna get a little bit better at that. That way we can produce more things we are proud of, because right at this moment right now, we're not producing anything Crafting Dead wise because of all this going around. So from here on out, since January is our ending recording time for the series, we really need to be focusing more on working instead of goofing off, is what I'm trying to state.
Yeah. So, if you mind if I take this one?
Yeah.
I'll say, Ryan. So this is the other thing I want to talk about, and this is why I want to clarify. Like, this is not a hard feelings thing. Like, I think you're a really cool dude. But I will be like completely straight up with you, right? Like, we need better management than what we've had so far. So we can't keep doing the systems the way we've been doing them. So in terms of like season 2, and we can obviously discuss how we're going to do it. That's going to be a big thing. We'll discuss the hows and the whys and all that kind of stuff. I should say we'll discuss the hows then, we'll discuss the whys now. But we're not going to do the same way we did it with this season. And one of the main ways, like, we're planning to do that, and I'll be honest, Ryan, this is why I'm I'm building up to it so much. I don't think you should have as big a management role as you have so far. I think we should focus a bit more on Lander. It's like, because honestly, Lander has done so much work when it comes to, and like Lander, I'm talking as if you're not here, but you are here. Like, Lander, you've done so much work in terms of the scripts and all that kind of stuff. I've gotten to talk to you. I've heard what your vision for the series is. Like, and honestly, Ryan, in terms of like how he's described your vision to me, like, I don't think there's anyone better to actually write it out and manage it. So honestly, when it comes to the feature episodes, I will likely take up the role of spearheading. I'm going to make sure, like, I'll be real with you guys. I'll make sure we don't waste time anymore. Because, like, I'm not saying we won't goof off, because obviously we will. Like, that's part of the... None of us here are, like, we're not serious. This isn't a business, right? This isn't, like, a... whatever. Right? We're not taking this like jobs. But we are taking this, like, this is a real thing. We can't waste our times or continually push things back or all that kind of stuff, right? So in terms of the feature of this series, to be honest, in terms of like just, and we'll, again, like I said, we'll discuss it, but in terms of just self-nominating, I'm going to say I'll probably play the role of spearheading, where I'm going to make sure we actually get to the meetings on time and we actually have the recordings and we actually do them. And I think, Lander, you should really take over the role of actually, like, doing what you should be doing, which is managing the writing and the story. And Ryan, I think, like you said, like, just giving him as many of the synopses as you can and like presenting your vision to him as clearly as you can, like, you should do that. But I think it should be like a more of a one-time thing. Like, just give him everything you can, and then we'll keep working on it. Because honestly, Ryan, like honestly, this is what I mean. Like I respect you for this. You have a channel to manage. That's a real thing. You have a channel. You're doing a lot more with it than just the Crafting Dead. So that's a real thing. So because of that, I think you should continue to focus on your channel. And then I think and obviously you're still gonna be a huge part of the series. Like it's like you're still basically the main character. You're still editing. You're still doing all this different stuff, right? We're not like don't get the wrong idea here.
Oh, no,
but in terms of the managing of it, like to make sure it actually happens, like I think we're gonna try to switch that up a bit so we make sure. I mean, again, like I keep saying, right? We're gonna try to prioritize getting things done and trying to make sure the right people are on that. So, yeah, I guess that's my way of putting it.
Yeah, I wanted to also, once again, it's on my points. Lander has been doing a phenomenal job at writing it to the point where there's barely anything that needs changed to the scripts because it's so good. It's kind of the exact vision of what I want to happen, and I think we can all agree that the scripts, they're very important, of course, and he's kind of been working hard on that. And like you state, I have a channel to manage. Crafting Dead's not all I do, which is like for me, I do a lot on my channel. I do a lot of editing. I'll use the Rainbow Six video as a point. I spent 6 hours editing that video, just nonstop. And when I have other projects and Crafting Dead, it's kind of hard to kind of juggle between both because they're both they're all really big projects, and I kind of halted doing everything I wanted to do for Crafting Dead. So being able to focus on my channel a lot more, it has been easier on me. It's been less stressful for me because I've been feeling like Crafting Dead's something I had to do, and it's nice to have like that frame of mind that I can worry a little less about it while still getting everything done for it. Because I can't tell you how stressful it is with like basically having, what's the word, like little time zones when videos have to be out for Crafting Dead and whatnot. So, because we haven't been hitting those goals, and that's mainly because I'm not just working on Crafting Dead. I'm working on this. I'm working on this. I have an actual job, so that takes up a lot of my time. So it's kind of, I'm trying to figure out how to juggle everything in my life because sure, a job's more important than YouTube, but YouTube's something I enjoy doing because not only am I being productive, I'm also having fun with friends at the same time. That's pretty much my points.
Well, yeah, so I guess that's what we're posing to you, Ryan, is that then are you okay with us kind of taking over for the management side of it? Again, like I said, you're still going to have a very huge role in the series. That's not changing. But in terms of us making sure the series gets done, you can keep focusing on your own channel and your own life and all that kind of stuff going on. And then we'll make sure that the Crafting Dead actually gets done. Like it actually happens. Yeah. That's kind of that's one of the main things we wanted to talk about.
Like it's a big relief for all that for me because I get to focus on a lot more.
Let's say, well, that's honestly, this is going way better than I expected it to be going.
Everyone starts screaming at each other. Come on, it's like we need to make this interesting. I need views. What was that?
I actually hate you guys so much. I'm leaving.
Anyone want to bring up anything? Now's your time to do it before the video ends.
Well, okay, Jack, go ahead.
Quick. So, kind of what I'm gonna say is that, as kind of they were saying, part of again my original reason. So it's not like, so I'm gonna stick around obviously in the Discord because I like playing games with you guys. And as I mentioned to them earlier. Everyone has, and it kind of goes off this. Everyone has their own reasons for leaving or staying. And at the end of the day, though, we're all for the most part, we're all pretty chill with each other. And at the end of the day, that's not really, we don't really, want to. Leaving doesn't mean that we don't like you guys. On the other hand, I think something that we need to start also establishing that goes beyond just the simple, just besides just the simple stuff, is also the fact that a lot of us also need to work on being able to do better and not pissing each other off to the point that people start leaving, because that is something I've noticed, is that a lot of people will leave because of the BS side of what happens here, basically. Some of the BS, that is said and towards each other, and that's something I think that once we figure out how to get around that, we should be basically set and good to go.
Well, I think this is part of how we do that, is that we talk, we communicate.
And it's a lot of these things, and these meetings have to happen more often to figure out, hey, am I doing well? Am I doing good here? This is just a general thing, about trying to figure out how we are as a group, how are we doing things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if we if we don't go ahead and do these sort of things, we're not going to get anywhere, as a group. We're going to just end up falling back into the same patterns as we had in the past. And we all know, I think one of the big things back then that caused a bunch of drama in the past that almost destroyed everything. And I never thought after the stuff that happened back then we were ever going to get back together again. And but here we are. But now I think we know, now that we've had these experiences, we know what we could possibly what we could do if as long as we communicate better. We honestly, this community as a whole, we could be very much more yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. So, well, I have like a closing statement I have, but before that, Jose, do you have anything to say?
Nothing really. I mean, I think we all came to a pretty good consensus of what to do, and I'm pretty happy that we came all not only willingly, but also did this in a really peaceful manner. Like, I expect people to be at each other's throats.
Yeah, I expected this to go a lot worse than it did. But it's good.
I'm happy it came out civilly.
Yeah, I am too. And on Lander, also, I want to hear what your thoughts are. Obviously, I'm
with Jose. I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Tristan, I think you're the only one who hasn't said anything. Do you have any thoughts?
That's all, folks.
Is Tristan here?
I think he might have fallen asleep.
Oh, well, okay. I guess I'll do my closing statement then.
That's all.
I was like, not quite. I'll say, so basically then I just want to go and do an overview then. So like my proposal then, in terms of us, like what we're talking about, I propose that obviously Lander continues to write, but I propose that me and Lander would manage it, and that Jose and then also Jack, if you're interested in this, that you would supervise it, quote unquote. Basically, you give us input into what was that? Basically, you give us inputs into what we're doing and just making sure we're on board, right? It's an extra opinion to have in this,
I'm not opposed to that. I can do that.
All right, awesome. But yeah, so my proposal then basically is that me and Lander would manage this. Lander, you're going to continue to do the writing, and obviously I'll just help out in any way I can. But more importantly, I'll make sure that we actually get to things. Because to be honest, I know it doesn't seem like a lot of time, but we basically have like somewhere around 2 to 3 months. That's enough time to finish this season. Like, really, it is.
Manage everything well. If we manage it quickly, if we actually continue doing what we say we're going to do, then yeah, we can get it done. Because realistically, 3 months is a lot of time still. It seems like it's not, but that's still roughly like 90 days. That's a lot of time.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'll say, but I guess that's it. So then, Ryan, are you cool with that then? So me and Lander heading up management.
Yeah, I give you guys like full control over that. As for time frame for when episode 6 will be done and out, we're not sure yet. But we'll keep them updated in Discord. But
Oh, that's another thing, actually, Ryan. I totally forgot to mention. So then, are you going to renew the server? Then I totally forgot. That was a big point we were going to talk
yes,
about.
I won't be able to renew the server till after vacation, though.
That's
Okay.
fine. That gives us enough time to start preparing for this episode.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That was
That
that was
gives
the
us
other.
time to write, finish, finalize script stuff, etc. Move on and get ready for
Yeah.
when it's
That
all
You
was-
get back from vacation.
Yeah. I'll say the way I was going to put it to you, Ryan, too, actually, because I mentioned this to the other guys. October is going to be, for the most part, we're going to finish episode 6, and we're going to prepare for season 2. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to do all of the grunt work for season 2 in terms of the writing, in terms of the builds and all that kind of stuff, right? We're going to prepare and plan out season 2 in October. And obviously, if we can start recording, that's great. If not, we won't stress about it. But then we're going to do all the recording after that in terms of November and December.
Yeah.
Which the other thing, though, guys, realistically, you got to remember is that we only have half a month in December. Because, I'm not spending my Christmas on this, all right?
Same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that means,
Like,
guys,
it's-
and that also brings up the final point that I need to bring up. Is that, again, unfortunately fortunately for me, and unfortunately for, me as well at the same time, this will be, generally speaking, the last time I will be able to fully, participate in any large project like this.
Yeah.
Basically for until I retire. Basically is what I'm gonna say, because as soon as so starting in January, I head off to start doing basic law enforcement training, and after that's done, which is by the time summer hits, that's when I go over to my military training, and then from there I actually join, and from there I'm actually immediately getting into a job as a part-time police officer on campus. And from there, in that point in time, once college is over, I'll be becoming a full-time sheriff's deputy in the local area. So, meaning I will have absolutely zero fucking time throughout the rest of my life, basically, to be with you guys. So, yeah, it's a lot to take in, but yeah, I'm not going to have time for a very long time.
It just means we're going to have to work vigilantly. We're just going to have to continue working on the schedule, and we'll have to keep working by that schedule. That schedule.
And luckily, and that's the cool thing, though, luckily, from starting before Thanksgiving, I will be home, and I will have significantly less schoolwork to complete. So I'll basically be free almost all the time.
Well, yeah, so I'd say, so then in terms of the future of the Crafting Dead, I would say we figured it out. Now it's going to come down to the meetings we have in the future. Obviously, I'll be talking a lot with you, Lander. I'll be talking a lot with you, Jose, and then obviously Jack, when you get free time, we'll be talking with you as well. We'll be setting up and planning for the future of the Crafting Dead. Ryan, if I were to pose this to you, I would say you're mostly, in terms of before we actually get started with it, it's gonna be mostly creative input. We'll ask you what you think about we'll come up with the ideas and we'll run them by you and see what you think, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna come down to a lot of that, but otherwise, yeah. I mean, I think we pretty much got it sorted out. I think a lot of this is gonna be it's going to be management in the future. It's going to be our future meetings, deciding how many episodes, how long it's going to take, workflow, when we record. There's going to be a lot of things we'll need to discuss in the future. But like I said, that's the future. Otherwise, I mean, thanks, guys. This was a really successful meeting.
Yeah. Yep. I want to bring up that possibility to everyone watching this is possibly recording more board meetings like this and uploading them. So that could also be a source for people who aren't on Discord to keep up with what's happening. Always a possibility.
I can see what that means. Yeah, give them more insight, and so that so they don't have so they're not surprised if something's not happening or something's going just suddenly changes or something like that.
Yeah.
And so there's some basically more information out for both the people who are actually, people part of the actual team, and then also the viewers are also in the loop as well. And overall,
I do think, as to say, I do think that should be our promise for the future in terms of other people, is that we need to communicate better, that we actually let people know what's happening, because this is obviously we shouldn't just not say anything for a month.
Yeah.
we should try
I
to.
feel like that's
But I
targeted
think-
towards me.
Maybe a little bit.
Kind of. Yeah.
But Ryan, honestly, it's like it's cool, dude. Like I think
Yeah.
just in the future we just got to make sure we just communicate, right? And there's no hard feelings here. Like I said before, like I think we figured it out now. I think now
Mhm.
everyone's on the same
I think
page.
it's all squared away.
Anyone else have anything they'd like to say, or are we calling it adjourned?
I just want to add one more thing. Actually, it's already been discussed, but I want to add my ideas
Go
to
for
it.
it.
I actually really like the idea that we come all together more often and we bring these ideas to YouTube. I actually think it's a really good idea. Like what we're doing right now, I really like that because not only is it another source of content, technically, if people are intrigued to get into like the technical like aspects of the Crafting Dead, and I do like that it is a way for us to explain how we're feeling outside of just those characters that everyone sees us as.
Yeah.
I think it's good for not only us, but I also think it's good. All right, I completely flipped that around. I meant to say I think it's good. It's good for the community, and I think it's good for us as well.
Yes.
I'd be hazard to agree. All right. Is that it?
It seems like it.
Yep.
Okay. Well then, Lander, you can stop recording. This meeting is adjourned.
I'll start recording. It's been Lander or Landboy.
Thank you all for watching. Keep you updated, and you guys have a great day. Bye, guys.